Hi folks, welcome to my shop. Josh Wolf with Wolf Vintage Watches here, and in this video we're going to take a look at a 1955 Hamilton Automatic K454. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and dropping a like if you're into vintage watches and find this video entertaining and informative. I try to post videos weekly and really enjoy sharing my passion for restoring vintage watches with others. Alright, let's run down the basic specs before we dive into the details of this 1955 Hamilton Automatic K454. The case is 33.9 millimeters wide, excluding the crown. It's 11.7 millimeters thick to the top of the domed acrylic crystal. The distinctive angled lugs have a width of 18 millimeters, and the screw-down caseback is stainless steel. Hamilton produced its first automatic watches in 1954 and used Swiss movements. These early models received a K- designation followed by 3 numbers. The first digit indicating the case material, the second the caseback material, and the third digit for the model number. For the automatic K454, that would mean the case is 10-karat gold filled, the caseback is stainless steel, and it happened to be the 4th model design with both of those specific case and caseback materials. The automatic 454 was first introduced in 1955 and was produced through 1957. Being made for 3 years, it's not exactly a rare model, but it is highly sought after and don't come up for sale too often, especially in good condition. I've been referring to the watch by its given name, the automatic K454, but most collectors also know this watch by its affectionate nickname, the Sputnik. Launched by the Soviets in October 1957, Sputnik 1 was the first man-made satellite to orbit the Earth and is considered the beginning of the space race between the United States and the USSR. Despite Sputnik 1 launching 2 years after the K454 was introduced, if you squint, the 4 antennae on the satellite do share a similar appearance to the 4 angled lugs on the watch. With the similar appearance and the fascination with all things space in the mid-50s, it's no wonder collectors borrowed the satellite's name and gave it to the watch. There is quite a bit going on with the design of the case as well. The bezel is raised up a bit from the main part of the case and, along with the beveled reverse side of the case, it has a saucer-like shape from the side. The angled lugs are attached to the mid part of the case, giving a sort of stone setting for a ring look. Fortunately, there is no plate wear, and aside from a few light scratches and a minor ding or two, this case is in excellent shape. By far my favorite design detail of the Sputnik, or K454, is how the flush gold accents on the dial match the angle of the 4 lugs. Continuing the gold line starting at the tip of one lug, across the dial, then ending on the opposite lug, is fantastic attention to detail. And if we take an even closer look, the gold accents on the dial are framed by a very fine black painted outline. The silver dial also has engraved lines radiating from the center out to the applied hour markers. The applied hour markers are 14-karat solid gold and were filled with lume. The curved Hamilton logo at the 12 o'clock and the curved automatic branding at the 6 o'clock are painted. On this particular watch, there are a couple of scuffs on the dial at the 12, 2, and 4:30 marks. Other than those minor blemishes, there is no patina evident on this dial, so this watch was relatively well looked after during its life. The handset is original to the watch and would have come with lume as well. On this particular example, the lume has long since disintegrated. I just like having either the original lume, working or not, or lume that has deteriorated away naturally. I know some collectors prefer fresh lume on their vintage watches, but I'll take yellowed lume any day. I installed a new old stock domed acrylic crystal when I serviced this watch, which is the correct crystal that it would have originally came with. I've said it a lot and I'll continue to say it. I just love the look and feel of a domed acrylic crystal on a vintage watch. The movement in the Sputnik is a Swiss-made automatic Hamilton caliber 661. As mentioned, I fully serviced this watch in July 2019 to get it running just like it rolled out of the factory. I love the American-made Hamilton movements, but these Swiss movements are also amazing to work on. No matter how many I have the pleasure to service, It still amazes me every time I crack one open how high the level of manufacturing was, even so many decades ago. And there you have it, a 1955 Hamilton Automatic K454, otherwise known as the Sputnik. Not only is it a piece of horological history, it's also a reminder of the major scientific and social events of the mid to late 50s in the United States. To see this and other vintage watches I've previously restored, please check out my website, wolfvintagewatches.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. As always, I appreciate you watching and thank you for liking and commenting. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. See you next time. Bye.